The last thing that we'll take a look at in the .NET framework is what is called an assembly. Now, the best way to think about an assembly is that it's a deployment unit. It is your deliverable. And an assembly contains basically three things. The first is your IL code. Remember that when you deploy your deliverable, you're deploying it as IL code. And remember, that's managed code. That's code that's going to be running in the Common Language Runtime. Now, among your IL code, there's probably going to be either one executable or one or more DLLs. The next thing that you would find in an assembly are resource files, possibly. It might be something as simple as graphic files, like a JPEG file. And the last thing that you might find in an assembly is metadata. And that's really the key to assemblies, is the idea that it contains data that is self-describing, that describes the assembly itself. Metadata is really important because it means the assembly is self-contained or self-describing. The metadata describes the assembly to other assemblies who may want to use the assembly that you're deploying. Now, that's really different than our traditional COM applications that we deploy. In COM, the way we would find information about an application that we may want to use is we'd have to refer to the registry. We don't have to do that anymore in .NET. The idea that the assembly is self-describing means specifically that that assembly contains information that another assembly would need to reference it or to use it. These three components are found logically within the assembly. That is, the assembly can be one file, for example, one executable, or those three things can be contained across many different files. So you might have managed code in one file and a resource file referenced from another file, and your metadata yet in a different file.